Welcome back to Next Level Rides. I'm sure you guys can remember when I ended up purchasing this. So just a quick recap. This is my 2018 Mercedes C300 with the fancy AMG package. Good news is that we did get it started. That ended up not being a whole heck of a lot. It ended up being a code that you need to just delete with like an Autel 580 scanner or a Snap-on one. Something at the commercial grade level-ish. My little Bluetooth dongle wasn't really cutting it. We did get it started. It ended up being the pyro fuse. So these had a physical pyro fuse up until between 2015 and 2018, roughly, where if two or more airbags ended up going off, it would have like a little shell that breaks a fuse, cuts the power to the ignition, car shuts off, and of course when there's two or more airbags that go off. This being a 2018, it ended up being a stored code. So as soon as we ended up digging into it and we connected the scanner, it said crash event detected. Obviously there's 3 airbags that had gone off. So all we had to do is delete it, essentially reset that module, and it starts. We'll get started. We're gonna pull it into the garage. We're gonna see what it needs to be able to roll. It looks like the one wheel's jammed up, but we'll get going with it. So stay tuned. All right, what are we looking at here? These look like 14, 15 mil bolts. So you can see here where the crash beam or crash bar is actually pushed up against the inner fender well, which is locking the tire, keeping us from actually being able to move it. So I'm going to take the 4 bolts off and try to get that out of there, hopefully, without doing too much damage. Oh, time to get an impact. Those bolts did not like coming out. You can see how they're stripping. Ooh, they're hot. Look at the horn, it's undamaged. Maybe. That's still good. But, let's see. Oh no, that crash bar is really bent in there. So I'm gonna get a pry bar to put in there, pull it out. Wow. It's not moving anywhere. Nope. All right, option number 4. We have Sawzall blades. It's bent, it's in the way, so I'm gonna cut it out. Careful, don't scratch the bumper. There. You can stay in there. Can't tell if this is how the frame is supposed to be or not. Like this crease. Like I know that's broken, but like it almost kind of looks like it because it has this step on it. Like it's stamped and this slides underneath. It literally looks like this bent.
How it should be.
Yeah, I know, and then these two bolt the end on.
Yeah, like this is obviously broken, but...
Well, that cracked. Yeah. All right, let's get the plastic away from the... What a mess. What is this? Oh, it's just bolted there. Like the bolt's loose. Okay. Yeah, weird. The bolt's loose. Okay. Like the inner fender well. Like this actually looks like it's still good, surprisingly. Well, this is all like bent here, right? Look at all these little pieces. Yeah, like this all just exploded because it happened in -40. Yeah. Yeah, this is actually okay. It's roadworthy. Perfect. So if you live in Calgary, this is what we call the Northeast spec repair. I'm missing a little bit of duct tape and a little bit of spray paint from Canadian Tire, but this is repaired to Northeast standards. So proven for 200 miles an hour. Don't worry, it's best, bro. Best. Okay, guess it's time to start it. Oh, every fucking time.
Headlight still work.
Yeah, but the good headlight doesn't work.
Good.
It won't go into drive. I think this is all broken. Oh, hey! What just happened? Did you see that? It's in drive.
Okay.
It's in drive.
Don't stop.
I'm like stepping on an airbag. Taylor, I need you to guide me.
You're good.
It's fine. I need to cut the airbags. Like I'm accidentally hitting the gas and the brake.
You know, I gotta say, I'm a huge fan of BMW for drivability, but like comfort and luxurious wise, Mercedes.
Oh, for luxury?
Yeah.
Here, I'll tell the camera. Mercedes is luxury. Audi is more performance than anything. BMW is well-rounded. Does everything very good, but nothing the best. Yeah, so what was happening, because I had it tucked here, is I turned it and it pulled the thing down.
You know, the best way I was explaining
Huh?
growing up was Mercedes, Audi is an overall good between. BMW's driver's car.
Oh, no, I said it wrong. I said it wrong. Okay, here, let me recap. Mercedes is luxury. Audi is all around really good. It has good luxury, good performance, everything else. But BMW is the performance one. Like, it's a driver's car. Mercedes is super luxury for like those dentists. No, dentists drive Volvo. What would be a Mercedes? Like a stockbroker? It's fine, bro. What are you talking about? Airbag didn't go off. See? Mercedes is best. No? Okay. I never thought I'd be cutting the airbags out of a new Benz, especially being the newest vehicle I own. And then I'm gonna go back inside. I'm gonna eat my KD because I spent all my pesos on this. Holy multi-layer airbag. Oh, look at this. Look at airbag. Airbag, what airbag? The airbag didn't go off. Oh, look, it's best. Delete the code. Yeah, it's fine. See? I just used some black duct tape. See, it's mint. It's ready to go to Regal auctions so somebody can overpay. Hey, I got the front lip. Now I feel bad for hitting it with the shovel. I have the whole front lip, Taylor. That's the expensive AMG one, I think.
6 pieces, 4 pieces, 2 pieces?
Well, pre or post accident, because it's in 3 now, but none of the tabs are broken. But the worst part is I was shoveling, making like a meme about it, and I kept smacking it with the shovel. Now I feel a bit bad, because I kept saying, oh, I wish I had the other one.
So take it off, we'll wrap it in carbon. We'll lay it in carbon.
No, it's in good shape.
I know, but then you make it 1 piece.
No, it's meant to be, it's intentionally 3 pieces.
I'm actually super like, too used to BMW. Everything creaks.
Yeah, that's because it's focused on performance, bruh. It's the way it is, bruh. See, now I gotta be careful because I don't want to cut the leather. Hola, amigos. The way I'm cutting this is gonna have anybody with OCD lose their fucking mind. So I learned you can't do anything to these until you let the battery discharge for like, I was told, a day. You shouldn't start disconnecting modules and stuff in this because it's been in an accident. He said, because the airbags had gone off, oh look, I'm pulling it through. Because the airbags had gone off, he's like, do yourself a favor, pull the battery, let all the capacitors and modules bleed down the power, and then start playing with it. Because the last thing you want is the car to be like, oh right, I'm in an accident, and set the other airbags off. If I like sit down in the passenger seat, you know what I mean? That would f***ing suck.
That'd be kind of funny.
Oh, that was almost my finger. Well, I'm gonna get it into the garage and gonna take the battery out, let all the capacitors and everything discharge, and I'm gonna rip the front end off it tomorrow and see what it needs.
The next day.
All right, so what we're gonna start with is there's a little bit of a coolant leak just on the side here, so it leaked all over the garage. Oh, so it's just a crack in the plastic hose. Trusty duct tape. That'll keep it from leaking all over the ground. First thing is first, I guess. Let's get these off. Whoa. All right, well, you can kind of see, like, you can see the inside bit of carnage. So this was the hose that was that had the crack in it. So taped it up a bit. Oh, nice. Pieces are falling off everywhere. So the one thing I'm noticing is just on here with the PDC sensors is the harness runs all the way across. So when I go to take this off, I have to be a little bit careful not to damage the sensors of the harness. Because it's plugged in, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to be careful not to wreck it, because they seem to be working, all things considered. It's just, I don't know if it's the appropriate PDC. All right, we need a bunch of E-torques, cutters, pry bar. Alright, so the front bumper, surprisingly, isn't held in with too much. So what we're going to do here is for all the PDC sensors, and yeah, they're all PDC. It goes to this one connector here that I'll disconnect. There's the PDC sensors. So you can see all the salt and stuff. It's really not wanting to let go of this connector. Okay, so I'm going to take out all the sensors, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that I end up labeling each one. That way, hopefully, I don't need to have them programmed. I see the one sensor there. This foam is actually good in behind it. Who knows? Maybe we can use some stuff. Not the grill, but stuff. Let's start inspecting the damage. So it goes without saying, this side is smacked up pretty good, but it doesn't look that bad. Like, this corner is obviously tweaked. This is a coolant line. Are you still leaking? Stop leaking. Broken tab. This bar is broken. This is broken. The radiator is okay. This under tray is broken. Nice. That hose is broken. I'm not sure what that's for. Alright, so even though these may look useless, it kind of tells a bit of a story. So every little thing like this bracket we're going to keep in a pile, and when we confirm we don't need it, we'll chuck it. Even this little corner piece is okay. This piece here is okay. The horn is okay. We tested that a couple days ago. Frame is okay. It's actually looking like just the rad support and up here. This is one neat thing I'm going to want to show you. So you can tell Mercedes has definitely thought things out. So the rad support up here. Now, the reason this took such a smack is because the actual hood latch right there connects right into here. So when the hood took the impact, it ended up pushing this whole thing inward, which makes a lot of sense. So this beam, although it's shifted in just a hair, you can actually see where you have your ear for the frame rail, and this, it actually has a compressed part with a little piece of aluminum here. So what happens is, in the event that this ends up taking a hit, it ends up twisting on here, so you can loosen these bolts and you can replace the entire front piece. This here is, I don't know if you want to call it an intermediate shaft, but for the sake of it, we're going to call it an intermediate shaft that ends up bolting to the rad support. So obviously that's why it broke. Now, we do have some plastic and whatnot around here from the headlight, but realistically, if we change the upper rad support, which looks like it's a separate piece, the radiator will likely straighten out. And as long as we can get this to align to the bottom ear here, I think it'll be okay. You know, actually looking at it from the side, this hasn't moved a whole heck of a lot. In fact, I don't want to say this is meant to be like this, but it does have a curve to it. All right, the ear is bent up here. I'm gonna check to see if this is naturally with a curve, because I can always straighten the ear here and take this all apart. That's not a big deal. We'll definitely need all the plastics. Again, under tray is okay. So realistically, upper rad support, the plastics going to the side of it. Headlight, driver's ear, something is still leaking over there. Yeah, all this plastic is actually from the headlight. So I'm gonna see if we can actually pull that out in the meantime, just to see what's in behind there. But you know what? Between the headlight and the rad support, there's a bit of a void here. So the only thing that's there is actually this piece of aluminum, the inner fender shroud, and the headlight. I think we actually got kind of lucky with this one. So even though, yeah, it looks bad. I know it looks bad. It might not be as bad as we think. At least I'm hoping it's not. Ah, it's actually like a clamshell. It just popped out. All right, it's got a little crumple here. We're gonna heat it up with a heat gun. We'll get it back into place. Not bad. Yep. Looks like all the tabs are broken. Mint, bro. Oh, duct tape. No. I don't think I have enough duct tape to fix this headlight. Still leaking, huh? And I know what you're thinking. No, this isn't going to turn into a permanent repair. So, we have a couple of wires that are broken off this. I mean, it pushed it in pretty good and they ripped them out, so I should be able to just de-pin it, strip it back, tin it. Should be okay. Exposed wire. Let's put you up somewhere. What the f is that? Alright, well, as I was making a parts list of everything that's wrong with Ava, some pros and cons and some really shitty news. So, pros. There's quite a few parts that I can actually reuse that aren't completely destroyed, that are salvageable. Cons, it's a Benz. It's going to be expensive. Hood alone, I think, is $1,000, roughly. I can't imagine what a fender would be, let alone everything else. Fortunately, the list doesn't seem too long. The really shitty news, it has to do with something up and around here. So feel free to give the video a pause, take a gander, see if you can figure it out. No? I'll show you. It sucks. So if you look at it, everybody will probably remember earlier in the video, I cut this bar out because it was wedged against the tire. So that kept it from actually being able to move, and I wanted to bring it in the garage. But right across here, there was a black steel portion, like a crumple point, pointing to this black mount there. So you won't be able to see it from this angle. If you can, yeah, maybe. But if you look from the side, so there's a dent in the frame. I don't know what that entails. I don't know what that's gonna tell me. The frame is steel. I put a magnet on it. Fortunately, the way I understand it is steel, you can pull, it retains its strength. And when you pull tension, you could probably manipulate it back into place. There's no way I'm gonna have that be like that. There's no way I'm gonna hide that. That's gonna get repaired. It's gonna get repaired properly. Anyone that knows me well enough would know that I wouldn't have to. Like, certain things you don't have to go too crazy with, but something like that, no. Especially if I'm potentially keeping the vehicle, right? This is out of my depths with this, I'll openly admit. I can do everything else, but right when I found that, that was full brakes on the project. The good side is I have a few friends that I've made over the years. Fortunately, you know, really good guys. I have an idea who I'm gonna call to get a little bit of advice for this one. I think he'd be able to help. I stressed enough about this for the past 24 hours, 48 hours, but I'm gonna try and not let it bug me. So I consult the experts, I'll see what they say, and that's all for today. So a little bit of a downer with the end of this video, but it happens. Tomorrow's another day and life moves on. So as always, feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.